Hey everybody, welcome back. Northern Lion plays chess, shall we? Let's do it. We're up to 1540. We've been playing some goofier games, okay? Because we had that lesson with Levy. He's had us playing some goofy games, okay? So he's had us playing, and I'm willing to follow through with this, even though I think it's kind of garbage. We'll see. So he wants us to play the Scandinavian, but he does not want us to play Queen takes d5. He wants us to play the Blackburn Klosterberg Gambit that I don't really understand, but I keep playing it regardless. So here's what I'm worried about. E5, bishop to here, this to here, take, then they get this pawn too. Are we better off developing the bishop and then playing like E6 instead of this? I don't know. Are we better off accepting that maybe if they trade the bishop for the knight, it's worth giving up another pawn? I'm going to say yes. Again, I should probably go through the opening explorer. So what's the principle behind this? Like, I think this is probably objectively, mathematically not great for black to offer the second pawn in the gambit here. First from d5, then to c6. What does it give you? You're down a pawn. That's indisputable. But you have gained some tempo. Now, do we want to maybe try that? Probably not. But it is interesting to walk it through. Take. They're not going to take. They'll probably castle. Then we do that, though. I don't know. I kind of like this, actually. I don't know what I'm hoping for. Like, am I hoping for that they're going to push it one more time? I feel like yes is the answer. We don't want to do this. Because they'll just go take. That's not good. I don't like this without the knight to back it up. So I do like that. And if they want to take here, I'm actually not at all mad. Okay, they're taking there instead, which I can understand. I think the next ticket is this. This is I don't like this. I know I've spent a lot of time being like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. I really don't like this, but check this out, dude. Let's get extremely funky. What's going on? There's a thread here, there's a thread here, there's a thread here. So they like the take. What if I wanted to take? I mean, there's an incredible fork there. They're going to have to maybe castle to get it. I really don't like this. Look, my king side is destroyed, right? Like, it's totally screwed. But on the other hand, I don't see how you get your knight out of this. And this is, to be honest, I mean, this is what I asked of Levy. Was like, hey, Levy, can you give me some moves that are bad but fun? And he went, my sweet summer child. Of course. I see what's happening here. This is our best move. He'll take here, but we don't want to give him this check. Then we'll go here. Or, yeah, we'll go here, because we still don't want to give him this check. Who's winning? Are you winning, son? We have to be careful, because, like, there's some fun moves here. Yeah, probably not what I would have done. He took my queen. I don't know why in my head I was like, he just didn't do anything. I'm so lucky. So he's up by a point. We should take this. Am I crazy to think that we're in a better position? Like, obviously, like, I'm a little concerned about this, but this is, I must go back on what I said earlier. I must go back. When I said, like, oh, this isn't what I wanted, I'd actually, like, mightily disagree now. Okay, so he's trying to protect the pawn. Now I'm like, I'm actually having a great time. I think this is what I asked for. I'm not trading bishop for knight here. What I'll do instead is completely misclick, which is about par for the course, and then also open up a situation where I can't move my knight except to here or here. Yeah, just Homer. Anyway, so our discovered check is gone. It's not that bad, but we do want to, like, I mean, honestly, we want to, like, get our king to relative safety. That misclick is haunting. Now that our king is here, or our king is here, we can do this, which threatens a fork. You would never expect that the fork will manifest at this point, but it can at least buy you a little bit of time. Assuming that there's a place for us to go. Like, if they go here to try to stop the fork, that's horrible, because then we go there. They'll probably... I mean, our bishop is pinned as well, so it's kind of like there's a spooky situation to begin with. So believe it or not, I think we take. I know this looks horrible, but there's nowhere else for us to go, and there's never going to be. But then this is no longer a fork. No, it is still. I have no idea what's happening. So you want to go, I don't know, you want to go there? What do I care? I'd rather have this rook over here. Okay, so you're up by 1 point yet again. Incredible. We wish to put you in check temporarily. We can always fall back here for some defense. We want to free... both of our rooks. Am I concerned about this check? Let's walk it through. We got time. Check. I go here. Check. No, not good. Can't check there. Was he here? But then I wouldn't be in check. I would just move. We want to threaten. I mean, obviously, like, we want to threaten this, but we also want to threaten this. And we have to be very careful. Like, this is the diagonal that scares us the most. So the next thing I would say is this is pretty good. So we can push this pawn, which just starts to dismantle the king side a little. So we knew this was coming. And I don't even think it's like a bad trade necessarily. We could even go here, which is maybe a little safer. Or we could go here, which is like the safest of all. Unless I'm just losing my mind. Now, you might go here. So what? You will not go there. So we need to go here because we need to protect this. We saw this coming. This is normal. Anyway, I haven't really gotten to the meta narrative, but this is the kind of thing we've been looking for. We're about to be put in check, like no matter what. Either we let him take, which is not very good, or we let him push. If he pushes, are we happy? We could probably get this pawn. Because, like, let's say we do that, okay? He pushes. We go here. What happens? Not an immediate danger. We got, you know what? I actually like this a lot. Because it also opens up the square that we cover at the back for the bishop. This is it's I don't know if complicated is maybe not the right word, but I will say we certainly don't really mind this. Before we just immediately default to doing something, we absolutely have to move the bishop now that I look at it. And the only place you move the bishop is right here. So now we walk it through. Okay, so here's how it goes. Well, no, because you know what? I think if I go here, check. Yeah, then we take him. Not a good move. So I go here. Maybe he goes there. I would probably feel okay taking if our bishop's going to be locked down like that. We also just press the issue right here, though. I think I'm okay with this. But what I was going to say before we were so rudely interrupted by playing the game that we were supposed to play is this is what we wanted from our play with Levy, you know? We wanted not necessarily winning positions. We wanted positions that created an interesting early and mid game where there were creative attacking lines. Would I say that we got there? I wouldn't say that we didn't. So what am I thinking next? Time is definitely not pressing. I imagine something like this is coming. Maybe. What about this? It puts more pressure on this pawn. I mean, I think no matter what, we're kind of there. Because we want to get this bishop out of there. But this is not bad. Check, whatever we take. Check. Take. No big deal. I was thinking this was a possibility, and I feel like I don't mind. Because we don't want to lose this pawn. Take. Go here. Or even here. Let me envision this. Take. No. Yeah, I mean, you could. Why not? How do they defend? Well, at some point, we're going to want to put a piece behind it. Yeah, that's true. So we probably do want to do that first. They're going to look for that. Then they're going to try to get some extra defense. I don't mind this. I feel like I don't mind this. They're going to go here or here. Yeah. Not a surprise. What if we did this? What if we did that? I think we would be at a 2-point disadvantage materially. Do we care? Probably. But I do kind of like this move, because what is he going to try to do? He's going to try to do this and then get this to here, maybe? It's going to take him a while. What if we force him to make moves? You know what I mean? No, okay, so this move is bad, by the way. That's what I was originally thinking. It's not a good move. This might not be, though. Let's see. So we knew this was, and then like this, which makes this move not very good at all. I might be crazy, but I'm like, we shouldn't have done that, but bringing it back was smart. So even if you go here, like check, take. Okay, so, I mean, life's going to be interesting. Maybe we do want to trade for the pawn and then hope that we're better off in the end game. Which we're not, because we're at a material disadvantage. But how much is it worth for me to get this bishop off the field? That's the conundrum right now. Because I can start to force the issue with this, for example. Actually, you know what? That's fine. That doesn't bother me. This is now better because it does force a protection of this. If you want to play for a draw now, I wouldn't be mad. Like, but I really want my king here. I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy. So let's see how you want to play this. Okay, I fall back. Where are you going? You going all the way back? I don't think so. You just going to stay there? Suppose you could. Suppose you could. Maybe we start to block you in. Who knows what happens? Delightful. I don't know. No, we're the disadvantage here, to be fair. So the way, like, if we get to drive some play, which, I don't know, we may not. It looks like this, like trying to put some pressure on this area over here, to which they probably go up. Or they might go rook over. I'd be surprised, though, because then we get to do this. Okay, and then we go here. And then maybe they go rook over. Because they need to... Okay, they go king back. Then I honestly think we go here. The only thing is I got to look. Like, if I go here, there. No, then we just take it. It's fine. We go here to threaten this pawn. And then if they do that, now we go here. Because we're running out of time. But if we go here, they can do some stuff. Oh, they could do a lot of stuff. We'd have to go here first. We should lose. Just to be clear. We need to be on a white square so the bishop can't do a discovered check and take our piece. We obviously, by the way, we got to keep an eye out for that. So here's how I look at this. Okay, it looks like this. Then you're gonna move maybe to here, and then I'm gonna go like that. What are you gonna do? Oh, you know what? That take is so good. Take. We take. Then you do pawn here. For sure, we love that. They can still do that beautiful take. So scary to me. This is probably not the right way to do it. I have to assume that they're going to make a mistake. That's the only way we win this one, unfortunately. That's the move, I think. It's so good. It's so beautiful. Instead, we're going to have to play 25 seconds. I think it's still the move, by the way. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. What's going on here? Oh, that's such a good move. Yeah, that was well done. You're going for like a... They played for a draw. It's surprising to me. We should have lost. Like, when we look at the analysis there, they're going to be like, especially with time, I think they're going to be like, white should have won easily. So I think we got pretty lucky to get out of that with a draw. But, and we certainly made mistakes, by the way. I don't think that we played a perfect game. But I'm happy we took the half point. Let's see how the game likes this. Yikes, man. Yikes. It did have us up by 3 at one point, but it had white up by 10. Oh no. All right, so we're very lucky. They're like, that's book, but it's better for white. And they're like, that's book, but it's like way better for white, but okay. E5 is best, actually. They prefer D6. And they much prefer the take, which makes sense to me. This is where we're down by 3. They hate what we're doing here, but they hated that even more. Okay, so what did they want us to do after D4? Because they say it's a blunder. Wonder if they wanted like that? I think we castled, which was like an idiotic move, but at least it's not question marks. Okay, they just wanted to do this. Didn't we do that at some point? Hold on. We queenside castled. They took. They're like, what? Then we finally did the best move, and it thinks we have an advantage. Then they're like, what are you doing? We must have taken, which they think is the best move. They're like, what are you doing? They hate that. We should have swapped queens. Should have just swapped queens. They still like where we're at, though. All right, so this was our misclick, but they still think they like us. You know what? Here's what I bet they like here. Check this out. I bet they like this. This. Do they like C3? They do. Then this, which leaves their pawn structure like so destroyed. But I didn't want to give up this powerful bishop, which I ended up trading later for a knight anyway, I think. Probably at a disadvantage. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, that's a misclick. Queenside castle. They're like, it's fine. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm scared. They're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's such a huge blunder. Yeah, because it leaves... We really should have... Well, I think probably the line that they want looks like this. Take, take, and then maybe king back is probably not so good. But, like, get your bishop to safety, basically, and then later you can put it in there. Because, obviously, like, by doing this knight move, we made our bishop unprotected. They prefer king to g8 there, which is interesting. So they like king here. I guess it's to... Because I think what would have been better for white here... This is what I was afraid of. Is so, like, they played that. I think we took. What if they had played this instead? No, they like rook from D to F1 instead. Hold on. They like that. I knew it was something like this. Because I'm like... I'm worried that we would lose 2 pieces instead. Then if I did this, which you would be like, oh, it's still a fork. It's actually not a fork because they just put us in check. Or alternatively, they do that, they get a piece, and then we... okay. Fair enough. I thought this was a fork because I'm stupid. I didn't realize the bishop is right there. They still like white's position. This was a game with a lot of ups and downs. Okay, so they liked the moves that we made to put ourselves into this spot. They like the take. They don't think we're down by much. They hate that, though. Because I think we were on the money. Believe it or not, and this is like... You might think I'm being maybe a little... I'm broad when I look at this, but like... I think that were I white... You would love to trade these 3 pieces for these 2 pieces. And in the endgame, your pawn structure and your king should win. So what I thought was coming was like this, maybe. Obviously, they're not doing it right now. But they did this, which I thought was bad. This, and then at some point, like, I don't know, let's play the best move for black here. Followed by what I assume... would be something like this. Yeah. And then they would probably move their king to challenge the bishop, maybe? Yeah. Then we would move our bishop back to, like, here, for example. They prefer it here, which actually makes sense, but... Okay. And then let's do the best move for black. And then... this. I think they're going to like this. Yeah. You essentially force a trade, I think. No, they don't like the trade. But you don't have to resolve this issue. Like, you could maybe... I mean, probably you wouldn't push that, but you could do something else. Like, they like you getting your king in here. Hold on, Tomo wants to come in. I think there's a lot to learn from that game. I really don't know why our opponent pushed for the draw, honestly. This is not where we were. Hold on. A lot of bad moves from both of us, I'm sure, here, but... I think it was... One sec. Oh my god. I forgot this was such a long game. Yeah, so it was this move that they hate. They're like, that's horrible. Now, how did I reply to this? I think I did this. They're like, nah, it's not good. They're like, move your king here. Which eventually we actually did figure out. And we're like, if you want to do the draw, then go ahead and do the draw. Anyway, and the rest of the game was too sloppy. I'm a little embarrassed, but we had fun with it regardless, right? We had some fun. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Next game. Interesting. I'm going to play the London regardless. I don't know what this kind of opening is. Like, where you just go straight for the bishop. We might... So I think because this bishop is going to be very entrenched, this is something, again, I've kind of learned from the last lessons with Levy. Instead of trying to take complete control of the center, we're just going to protect this square by moving our knight here. Why don't we just shut down the diagonals? You know what I mean? And you might laugh. I'm completely okay with this. But I think what I want to do, and you're gonna find this humorous, I want to open up the H file, and I actually consider that not so bad. If you would like to take, don't let me stop you. But I am gonna threaten that, I think. I don't see why I wouldn't. And you'll probably start to push it out a little bit. You can only go to here, though. You got to do something with your bishop. Okay, I don't mind this. We don't have the bishop pair, but hopefully we can lock down the dark squares. Just trying to see if there's anything cheeky. As of right now, I don't see the cheek, and that's okay. I do worry. There's no place we can move that, so that knight would actually be trapped. But we want to push this in the future, for sure. And we're just, I mean, obviously we're going to castle queenside, which I don't mind at all. They're going to try to develop their queen. I would rather you didn't. So if you'll excuse me, we're going to castle queenside first. Then we're going to use our limited kingside pawn structure to start to try to push you down a little. Like, I don't even mind, like, I don't even know what that is. I'm just going to be honest. I'm pretty sure you're getting ready for something like that. I don't really mind. We're going to try to get you to force this pawn up. They're going to castle queenside as well because they're like, I don't like my kingside. It's interesting. I still want to open them up. Let's force them to choose. Now, to be straight up, here's what I like here, all right? Push. Wow, I'm a little surprised. But now that I look at it, this actually makes a lot of sense. I can understand this. And it's pretty good for them if they take, but I don't mind leaving that tension unresolved. But I wouldn't mind pushing down the center a little bit. It's another interesting game, for sure. So I'm kind of like, are we going to have to do a queenside push on this guy? We could always do this. Take a second. It's 10 minutes. It's a marathon. So this pawn is weak right now. It's like, do we like this? Does it give up too much? So I don't mind. The thing is, like, if they go, they're not going to go there. But I can't go there yet as an escape. Because we lose a pawn in the process. What I would love is if they took. Then we take. We got a nice little fork opportunity there. They probably just do that to defend against it. But it gives us, you know, we get a temporary period where we're driving the bus. Which you shouldn't be so excited about because we're playing as white to begin with. So you kind of expect to have a little bit of an advantage in that sense. But so we knew that this was a possibility. Here's what I'm thinking about. What about take, let's assume they do this. We go here. Take. We take. We won't have a pawn there. Yeah, it turns out that's not a strong move. This pawn will no longer exist. We will just be taken. Fair enough. What about this? Maybe they take. Like so. But then we got a... It's not really open. They got a pretty nice pawn structure there, actually. I've decided I hate it. And I think what we will do is just go back. After all that time, there's pressure to make a big move. Sometimes you got to slow it down first. I think we're going to have to offer something to get in here. You could tell from the first move, this is a chess player who is, you know, analytical. They're doing like a hyper modern opening of G6. I would say, without a doubt, by the way, that I prefer their position. So here's the thing. This square is like very powerful, but I completely do not mind just playing that if they go there. Maybe they go here, and I go here, and then like what are they going to do? I don't mind. I don't want to open this up because I hate it. I think we could do worse than just closing this up a little bit more. At some point, I do think we take. I think it has to be done. And I almost feel like the way that it goes is something like take, and then maybe they do that. Normally, you might not take because you give up control of the file. You might let it sit unresolved. But I think I would take, maybe just to get myself in a position where I could like get to here, for example. Like, I think this might be our moment. If I'm wrong, then sue me. Because I think here's how it goes. Please take with the bishop. We go here. Threatens this square. And then whatever they do, they'll protect it because they have to. Whatever they do, because this is like the most powerful fork in history, we play this. Just keeps this bishop like completely locked down. And still gives our knight a place to go. If you want to play these positional games, I don't mind. What I would expect is this. Obviously, this is horrible. Like rook from H to F8 is not good at all. We just go ahead and take you. So then, I don't think we're under any obligation here to give up this spot. I still think no matter what, we play this. And if they decide they want to trade this bishop for the knight, then we probably say no. Or no. Yeah, I think this is actually a lot better because then we can go here. I like this bishop right where it stands because it does nothing. And if you want to trade, it does nothing. We love it. So I think we've started to recover some of the position here. But this is not a 1500 game of chess. I don't know what's happening. So we had a feeling like this was coming. And it's really like it's up to them unless I'm losing it. Like they might take this, but it's a big ask. I think instead you're much more likely, again, unless I'm completely like just missing something, I feel like it's this. I just lost. Dude, honestly, that's an extremely cheeky mate. You don't like losing in the best of times. And that's going to be our one blunder. But I wasn't paying attention to it at all. Well done, honestly. That was interesting. That was a fun game until I completely lost it. I'm actually not salty. I'm like exhilarated. Now, getting crushed by an elevator in Spelunky, a little salty. But mostly I thought that was fun. Look at this. Look at this tight game, less than like half of a point, and then made in one, which is pretty bad. So I do want to, 96.8 accuracy, that's amazing. I thought we did pretty well for ourselves too. Like yes, we lost, but we played a good game until the end. So they like where we're at. They're like, yeah, it's good. They're like, it's good. They really do want to prevent this, which I think we ended up kind of walking into. They actually think black has the advantage here, but I don't mind it because we get an interesting attack on this file. I don't hate it. They loved this move. They still think black has the advantage. These are all best moves, which is like... I'm not saying it's suspicious. It's just kind of surprising because I've never seen this opening before. I'm not the chess god. By the way, very, very proud that they love this move. And they actually think that we've recovered a little bit. Not anymore, but they really want us to take. We don't do it yet. Okay, so this is where we took, and they think that's the best move, and they think that's the best move. They like that. They don't think it's what we should have done. What they wanted instead was actually a line that I was considering, which is you put more pressure on this. I'm sure at that point they do that. But now, like, what's the meat and potatoes of this? Well, it's not a huge advantage because it's still like a drawn game. But now, as a result of that, maybe we feel like with this rook off of this file here, maybe you can start to push like... Oh, we can't push that because of the check. That makes sense. Maybe we could, like, you know, knight back and then start doing something. No, they prefer a4. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Then probably they do this. Really? Because it, like, I mean, it does. I guess it doesn't threaten mate in one. Unless we do that and then we lose. Anyway, so that's not how it went down. Instead, we played f4, which I still thought was pretty good. They did that. We're like, we don't want to trade. They prefer the line where maybe we do this, and then if they take, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because the bishop is much worse than that knight at that point. We would do this maybe, and then we have some ability to double up to try to get in on this pawn. It's all about breaking open the defense that they've created, right? They do that. They consider that a great move. We do that, which is not good. They much prefer a3. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's completely my bad. It was a really well-played game from Black, though. And honestly, now we know a little bit of a lesson for the future. So I thought there was two fun games. Lots of, like, one a little bit more wide open and zany, if you will, and one a little bit more closed and positional until a great attack busted it open at the end. But both of those go to demonstrate what makes chess so fun. Even though we went 0.5 out of 2, it was a good video. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for all the support on chess so far. It's been fun videos to record, and I'll see you next time. See ya!